couple of people who are trying to impress and act like they're bigger. So that's the thing with LA. People act like they're bigger than they are. Easily.
They're just like all these startups in the Bay, man.
You telling me these credit card companies are surviving off people trying to impress other people in LA?
Yep. In Miami and LA.
But the thing I'll say about Adarius being mad about not getting invited, he was already at the game, so both of y'all niggas didn't come.
That nigga didn't invite nobody.
You know what? Like I said, okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now, Brandon. Don't hit. Are you? Is this a test right now?
No, it's recording.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I was invited to the game. I have not paid for an Oakland A's game this year. Except one, the one I went with Jared. When I go with Jared, I gotta pay. I go with Jason, I get it free.
Yeah.
And then move some shit off the table. The table got a little crazy.
No, man, whenever Adarius gets here, he might
whenever that nigga,
he might need to move some stuff.
Y'all, let's just put it out there. You know, me and Adarius got a nice little Twitter battle
Man, that was
via
like a
text.
rap Twitter beef. It was a text message. I was like, damn, this is a rap Twitter beef.
Man.
Where were you at during that beef, Brandon? Because here's the great thing. It was on a big text stream
right.
that all of us saw. Doug, Marchand, everybody saw that.
I will say that I was on date night. My girls my phone's vibrating. Like, zzz, zzz, zzz. I was like, man, I think something's happening. Let me check my phone real quick. I was like, man, these fools, it's going back and forth. Because when I chimed in, it was still fairly early. Yeah. I looked at my phone again. I got 39 new messages.
My bad about that. I'm like,
you came in probably around 20.
Yeah, I don't like to be the one who gets in those beats and that. But I was like, let's put this out in front of everybody. It's not just between the four of us now. Now it's gonna be in front of the other dudes that be in the normal chat. Because you know what? Because you noticed when I took the picture, I took the screenshot of my phone. Because he texted something, complaining about y'all not invited him, and I texted, yeah, so we're recording at 4 tomorrow, like a minute after he texted.
Yeah, you did. And that was your first text.
And then I said, my bad, I meant nigga, and I put a question mark. No response. No nothing. 45 minutes later, he comes in and says something else. Has nothing to relate to the fact that I asked him, are we recording tomorrow?
And then that's when you said, nigga, I wasn't even at the game. And then it just went off.
Yeah. And then we just started talking shit. But the main thing is, like, I was like, hey, man, see, I asked you a question. You act like, saying you out here deep sea diving. I mean, I didn't have service at the bottom of the ocean right now. My bad. I was out here with Jacques Cousteau. We had service.
You caught me between guys, man.
I was trying to read your message, but I got the bend, so I couldn't read it. So I had to
come up slow, so I didn't get the bend.
Had to do something different, I'll get back to that in a minute. I was like, man, come on, man. I'm over here texting you, asking about it, and you ain't said no response about that.
That's like.
So, anyways, yeah, it's just going back and forth,
It started. It started rolling.
And Adarius had to say, this is stupid, I quit. I was like, for sure.
Yeah, I was wondering what that gonna happen. I was like, how long is this gonna go? Did Adarius have to finally end it?
He had to bow out.
I was like, Jared's not gonna end this.
I was ready to go.
I don't think Adarius.
See, the thing is, you don't realize I woke up at 1 o'clock yesterday, so by the time we started texting that, I was like fully awake. I was like, all right, I'm at peak optimal performance right now, so I can text this back and forth for a while. Wow. Yeah, that was my Saturday night.
Recovering from the summer, man.
Sleep deprivation will do that to you, man. I'm telling you. I got a combined.
Aaron's over here screenshot.
Aaron's over here on this old iPhone, so he ain't doing nothing good, nothing that. Put like this, it's Sunday, but he can't take that phone into church.
We should just call that phone after midnight, because Aaron always like say nothing good happens out after midnight. Pulling the Aaron in Seattle type thing, except I wasn't getting quite as drunk as Aaron in Seattle, but it was close. It was close, and I was
just going in the cabinet for the good scotch, man.
Dude, it was crazy. I was in full party mode. Scotch. I had the good scotch. I made black Russians. I made what I call them African diaspora Russians because I use coconut milk coffee, right? Yeah. I mean, you talking, Brandon? There was nothing. You know what? Someone told me a story the other day, and I totally forgot about it. I didn't realize when it was just us four at the end that when the bartenders mixed the drink in that and they poured out the metal, that I stole the metal thing and poured a drink with it.
Oh yeah. Aaron, and he's doing it in front of. They weren't paying attention because it was packed, but Aaron was trying to steal drink. He stole a Red Bull off the thing. They were making mixed drinks with Red Bulls. He took one of the Red Bulls, and started passing it around, like, yeah, hit this. Aaron, man, I do have to give it to you.
You went full retard.
I went full. Dude, I know Claudia told me that the other day. She was like, her and Iris were like, dude, you had the metal thing with the thing still on it that the bartenders used and poured us a fucking drink.
Poured the rest of it, whatever was left in there that they didn't finish pouring in the glasses. Aaron poured it, and then he stole a Red Bull. I was like, man, we gotta be careful. Aaron gonna get kicked out.
Like, we're the only 4 black people here. They're gonna find us.
Then you came to the dance floor with the fucking Tecate, and we were scared where you got that from. Someone got to be the party guy, right? Like we already blew up Ed to be, that was the pre-Mary Ed. Pre-Mary Ed went hard.
Yeah.
The post-Mary Ed don't go hard no more. He'll go hard, but it's all solo. It's like, let me get fucked up and go to bed, right? Let me get fucked up and just go to sleep.
Well, we got back late that night from Vancouver. Him and I stayed there for like another hour.
Oh, you did?
Almost an hour and a half, just chatting, talking about shit, just going over some shit, just talking about whatever.
This motherfucker told me, Aaron, man, see, I didn't know what's going on. I mean, everybody cool. I just didn't know because I didn't know. I felt like I didn't have the right utensils for the trip we had. And I think, because I will be honest, Brandon, this was probably the hardest partying trip we had to the Pacific Northwest. In 3 days and nights, I slept a total of 7 hours.
Yeah, because Aaron was usually the one to go to bed first every time we go to Seattle.
Yeah. And then I wake up first and leave the house. I would still wake up first, but I couldn't leave the house because I was too fucked up. The day I drove him to the airport, Ed called me when I got back to the house and said, I gotta give you props because I'm still drunk here in line. I don't know how the fuck you drove us because you drank more than everybody else and you were drunk last night. I don't know how the fuck you drove us. And I told him, like, halfway doing the drive, I realized, fuck, I've only been asleep for 3 hours. And I went to sleep drunk as shit and high as shit.
The problem was that when we got back to the house that night, you pulled out another drink and started drinking on it. I was like, Aaron, you gotta get up in a few hours and drive, right? What the fuck are you doing with that drink in your hand?
I remember that. Day after night, it was a hard party trip. And I had to step up because I was like, damn, Jared ain't got the energy right now, right? Someone got to be it. So when we went out, I made sure it was me that was that person. Like, I was like, someone has to. The problem is, and I told them before, I told Iris and Claudia this before, because they're like, oh, when I get drunk, I get worried. Like, I tell my friends, make sure I don't do this, make sure I don't do that. And they're like, how are you when you get drunk, Aaron? I said, when I get drunk, you just got to make sure I don't do something that might get myself arrested, right? Like, I'm not going to act stupid like a bro. I'm not going to throw up shit like that. But I might, if I see something I don't like, I might react in not a good way. And they were like, Aaron, you were running down the street with the cop in your hand trying to flag down the Uber. And I said, you told me what the make and model of the car was. I didn't want it to pass us. There's a lot of people on Capitol Hill. And then I made a big deal because I didn't want them traveling by themselves. And I'm like, text me, send me the screenshot of it. I remember that. I was send me the screenshot. They were like, you're so sweet. You're like, because I was like, I tried to stay behind and travel with you. But Ed and Tim were like, no, we got to get you home. They had me by both arms. I thought I was being arrested.
Like, get Aaron in the car.
And they pushed me. And I tried to go to the front seat. They pushed me in the back seat. Originally, I'll be honest, my drunk plan, you know what my drunk plan was?
What?
I was going to let y'all motherfuckers go, give you my wallet and keep my ID, and I was going to walk.
Yeah, that would have been bad news.
Didn't I tell you that?
No, you would have got mugged.
I told somebody that.
You would have got mugged by somebody.
I was going to take off my shirt. Nobody ever fucking... I was in East Oakland yesterday, and I noticed there were like 3 dudes in the middle of the day with their shirt off, walking down some hard-ass streets, and I'm like, that dude look a little nuts. Nobody fucking with them. You know, I used to do that in Venezuela. Like, Tim used to be like, why every time at night you always take off your damn shirt? And I said, I want people to think I'm crazy so they don't fuck with me. Why the fuck would somebody walk around with no shirt on in the middle of the night? Because they fucking nuts. No one gonna fuck with that person, right? So I was gonna take off my shirt. That's why I always say at night when I'm just gonna take off my shirt and go home. That's the whole part of it. It has a reason behind it. To not get robbed.
I know you might just fit into this neighborhood though, right?
I might just
They might be like, hey, is that...
Hey, what's up, big man?
Is that Jeremiah? Hey, what's up, nigga? Come here.
The other night I got off the Parkway and walked the dog because I took her out too early. So I had to walk her when I got back at like 1:30 or so. And I was like, God damn it. I didn't wash my back good enough. Some nigga was walking hard down the street. I'm like, fuck. So I go in the middle of the street, Athens. And it's that dude I told you that been hanging around a lot. Like, I think he pimping this woman. Big man, what's up with you, man? I was like, oh, man. I said, man, you tell me, is it cool enough for me to be out here? You good? This boy, he always called me Big Man. Big Man, what you got going on today? Big Man, you seen Shorty? That's the little woman he picked. You seen Shorty? I was like, man, she that way. That was the one I was like, man, I swear to God, she like Houdini in this piece. Like, Big Man, you seen her? He's like, man, I can't keep up with her. She too damn fast.
That's funny.
She mixing and matching.
Wait, man, is that what really inspired this whole gym crazy of yours, man? Somebody called you Big Man, and you're like, oh man, I gotta get to the gym today.
You know what happened? I'm not gonna go into this now. I'm gonna go into it later. I've been reflecting on my life leading up to today. February 15th is when my doctor called and told me I had diabetes. And I remember where I was at and who was around me, and you know, Ed and Jason were around me, and they made me feel like, man, you gonna be all right. And I used to always get mad because when I was younger, I'm trying to say this real quick because I don't want to get emotional. I thought about it earlier today, and I started crying and shit before I hit the gym. I used to always get mad because I used to always think that I was always the friend that gets left behind because everyone knows Aaron's gonna be all right, right? Like, oh man, I ain't called Aaron in a while. It don't matter. He gonna be all right. Oh, and I would get frustrated with that, and I'm like, sometimes I'm not all right. But for some reason, when they told me that, and Ed, you know, he looked at me, he was like, you gonna do it, don't worry, you're gonna be all right. Because they were with me when my doctor called, and he saw my face when I got off the phone. And we were in the parking lot over there at the district office. And for some reason, I thought about like my friends in that summer before, and you guys, and everything you did for me. And I was like, you know what, they right, I'm gonna be all right. And that's what started the gym craze. I was like, I'm gonna get in close. You know. Then I talked to my doctor about like, you know, he hearing stories about people beating us. Like, no longer having to take prick, no longer having to do that. He was like, yeah, I want you to think that, but it's hard. You know, I want you to think it, but it's hard. We gonna make a plan just in case. And I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna beat this motherfucker. Yeah. I'm gonna be like my mom said. Like, you know what it reminded me of? When my mom told me I couldn't stop eating pork after I read Malcolm X's book. I didn't want to become no Muslim. But I read the book and then I watched the movie, right? I didn't want to become no Muslim, but she told me that I couldn't do it. And I said, no, fuck this. She ain't gonna tell me what I can and can't do. And that was my motto when I was younger. I hated being told I couldn't do something. And when she told me I couldn't not eat pork, I stopped for 7 years. The first time I had pork was at a luau because I felt like I was missing out. It was the second luau I was at. And I was like, man, I was gonna throw. It's like my third fucking Hawaiian luau. And I'm like, dude, I'm passing out all this roasted pork. I've been eating nothing but poi. I like poi now, but fuck, I can't pass it on pork. So that's how I felt. Like, you know what? We're gonna do this. So that's what started the gym craze. Okay. It just so happened to coincide with I went ahead and signed up for Equinox, and then this Brazilian trainer was there at the front desk when I signed up, and I said I gotta join. Of course, I gotta take it to that level. That's what happened. That's the truth.
You have her work with you on leg day too, Tim.
Man, I'm worried about her leg day. Her leg day gonna kill me.
Hey, should we start the show?
We should start. Oh, I forgot we didn't even start the show yet. Yeah.
Right, we didn't start the show at all. What letter am I starting with today? C. Okay. All right. Churros, kumquats, and trombones. Trombones, kumquats, and churros. Close enough. Sound like.
Open school, Dennis.
I was like, man, how you spell trumpet? CHRUMPET. Trumpet.
But y'all remember that? Yeah, I was working at the school and did like phonetic spelling until like 4th grade or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
And so I'm there trying to help this kid out. Like she was writing, I was like, no, that's not how you spell that. The teacher comes up to me and is like, oh no, he can spell it any way he wants to.
Look at downstairs.
He downstairs. Who gonna get him? You got him, Jared? God damn it.
And that seemed like the
pause
dumbest
the
thing
start
in
of
the
this show.
We pause and start the show. We listen to Brandon while he goes to the
Tonight.
Oh, this one to open, Aaron?
I usually have to do that
I
one.
thought it was this one you said.
Nah, it's usually that one.
You got too many niggas in your block playing music on motorcycles.
So
and I didn't realize that was a thing. Like teachers just let kids write whatever they want to write on their paper. Because I came up.
You got spelled
where
shit right.
You spelled it correctly or incorrectly. You can write whatever you want on the paper. We're gonna correct it all at the end.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna correct it while you do it.
And this kid over here spelling all the words wrong.
And that's why school systems fucked up. Teachers are lazy.
I'll figure it out. Just let him write it.
What am I supposed to do? Be corrected spelling all day? Yes, that's part of the job. That motorcycle that just went by reminded me of an interview Wale did a while back.
Wale?
And he was talking about how Tank should be just as popular as Sam Smith.
Who?
Tank should be just as popular as Sam Smith. It's like,
wow.
What's the real reason that Sam Smith's on all these records and Tank sounds just as good as he does?
Probably because his production is better, his songs are better. I like Tank. Look, and this is a Tank fan. But I'll be real. Tank got one song on each album you can listen to that you like.
Yeah.
Sam Smith, I can listen to at least half the album. Half the album.
Right.
And
he's not going to threaten to fuck my girlfriend during the whole night. Just going to say that too. Just going to put that out there. But anyway. Man, I used to love Trey Songz, Chris Brown. But now every other song, they're like, I'm going to take your girl. Yeah. I'm rich. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm out.
They probably will take my girl.
I'm out.
They are rich enough to take my girl right now.
Exactly. And I can't have that. Like, I can't have that subconsciously in my brain while I'm on my way to work. Like, oh, man.
Here you are trying to get ready for work, and you worried about them showing up.
I'm worried about Trey Songz showing up to my front door.
You saw Boondocks. You know what happens when they show up.
What else we have? We had
Well, we still ain't started the show yet.
I know we still ain't started the show.
This is the longest show we're talking.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like we should be recording Adarius and Jared right now. That's what we should do. That might be better than everything else.
What time are we supposed to start the show today, Brandon?
4:00 is now.
Who set up time, Brandon? Who set up time? It's 5:50.
The two people that set the time are the two people that showed up late. I just want to make sure y'all were here, though. Like, we had a chance last week. Cause like the three of us were here, and like we were unsure about Adarius because he didn't respond. But then I was like, let's start the show, and then Jared's like, let me step in my car and sit outside and smoke for half an hour. That's what happened last week.
Except for a half hour.
Half an hour.
Like you was sponsored by Vincent Hedges. My man.
I'm taking that nigga Jared's seat.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I need an armrest. I tore my rotator cuff.
Oh, shit, man.
That's what Duck said.
Yeah, it's fucked up. All this is swollen and shit.
Oh, man.
What's up, man?
What's up?
Duck said. Duck is like, man, he tore his rotator cuff.
My shit fucked up, bro.
Let's see that shit on there.
That's a rough one, man.
What were you doing?
Huh?
What were you doing?
With the race, I was decline bench press.
How much you had?
225.
Oh shit, you do the big thing? See, problem is, you like I said, you were strong. See, in high school, I was lifting 95 pounds.
Yeah, no.
I was bitching 95. Brandon said he was lifting with the kickers. I was lifting with the water boys.
I was hella big though in high school. I was almost 300.
Yeah, you were strong though.
Yeah. I was benching like 280, 270. I think I maxed out at 300 once.
Yeah, see, you were strong. I wasn't strong.
Did you lose Jared?
Jared wanna go smoke a cigarette, tell him to go fuck himself.
30 minutes.
Y'all don't see me and Jared's individual texts.
Nah.
We individually text each other.
Was it fine in the individual text?
No. I'm basically, because I told him about Sundays in general.
Yeah, Sundays don't work.
Because he's coming at me on this text about me not responding to him.
That's how it all started.
Yeah.
Because it was, at first it was a conversation between me and him.
Yeah, so some of it,
and he was like, man, I was at 2 games, and I was like, man, I got to remember to holler at you.
And so,
and it was pleasant, and then Jared came in.
Yeah, I was joking. I was like, and Brandon came in. I was like, you were just all joking.
You were like,
I was like, Brandon, I have no sympathy for you. Because at least they invite you to the fucking Laurel.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I was just roasting. Like,
then Jared came in, and then that's when it all went bad. I was like, wait,
so mad.
I saw Adarius text said, wait, how you gonna try to tell me some shit? That's all I saw.
It was a really dumb argument. Oh, fuck, he needs some sound bites. Shout out to not industrious, but like sports medical grade KT tape.
You did that?
No, my mom, she works at
Remember you over here, Jared.
my mom works at Sutter, and she got me a couple strips of it.
Oh, yeah.
How's that working?
That shit's expensive, man.
And I went to buy, there we go, Brandon. But I recently went to go buy my own for a roll of 20. I paid $28.
You did?
I'm good.
You look like you're about to get your throat slit.
I'm good.
You might take it a little more,
Dude,
man.
Nah, I dislocated my knee one time, man. It's like, oh, if you're gonna run and do that spot step, like, just put that around your knee. I was like, all right, cool. Let me go get some like Big Five or some shit. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Dude.
That shit work good?
Man, that shit can hold together a fucking airplane. It works.
It definitely works.
but
Definitely works. It's the only reason I'm not picking it.
it's not cheap.
Shout
But
out
guys, it's real. I used to come home drunk from school, laying up with men. I was being prostituted, having oral sex with my mouth, licking me in bars. Thank you.
Takes that.
Amen. Remember you in prayer. Anyone else have a word from the Lord, a testimony of God's goodness?
I don't know if that was God's good. I got some water.
a lighter.
Water or do you want beer?
Water. This water.
Get him weed.
What is this? Ice pack for your buns? You got hemorrhoids?
That's on my back.
Doctor said he needed pachyatomy.
He sprained his twerk muscle.
We're about to start the show though, Adarius. Glad to see you here. We got Michael Bennett here.
What are you talking about now? Where we are now?
Oh, Jared just started the show, man. We were just we haven't even introduction. We haven't done introduction.
So you've been 26 minutes of Jared ranting.
No, just us chatting. Just chatting. Starting the show in a new way.
What's the new way?
There is no new way. We just out here just bullshitting. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the High Score Podcast. You can reach us at the High Score 510 at Instagram, YouTube, Twitter.
Tweet.
We are here with.
This is Aaron Grayson, also known as AG3, coming at you like Mr. Marcus at one of his set shoots with some bad medical records.
Benny, where's the hash? In the middle cabinet on the third shelf. That's not hash, it's tuna fish. Well, shit, make some tuna then. You got to do something about them eyes, Benny. You got my mouth all ready for hash and eggs, and you ain't got no hash. You can't keep fucking with me that way. Bitch, please. Oh, bitch, please, my ass. Do you want a sandwich? If it's not too much trouble. Don't get smart with me, Benny. He's a dumbest ass in captivity.
That was a soundbite from last season, folks.
We bring back some of the classics, y'all.
If you did that like once a month, just like you got the same soundbites for 4 shows, but just not the same ones for 4 years. Right?
That's the truth.
That is true. All right, go ahead. And we are also here with.
Oh, this is Brandon, aka Taco Pablo. I don't really know shoes, so I almost bought some fake Jordan yesterday at the Mojo Festival.
Goddamn.
Mojo.
It was bad.
The fact that you almost bought Jordan at the
Mojo Festival, right?
should have showed you where we were priority.
You got him Umo Jordan.
He's gonna get the Air Kwame.
Them Air Harambe.
Hold on. What Jordan you wearing?
No, they were the cement 4s.
They're the African diaspora.
I was like, okay, they're my size.
That told you right there. The fact they had that one in your size. Aren't you saying something to me 13? Am I the shortest fucking nigga wearing a size 13 in the world? Everybody wear 13 all over 6'4" except me.
Man, it's genetic. You got size 13 feet.
I'm telling you, that's the Grayson model, man. I'm like, shit.
But you naked?
Wow.
That was just random one. I don't know. Go ahead. And we are also here with.
What's up, y'all? This is Adarius, aka smoking out with your Lolita. Not your underage friend, but meaning like your younger grandma.
Adarius also got a Nicorette patch on his arm.
Yes,
Come
I'm rocking the KT Strong. I like to use my sleeve as a little pillow because it hella hurts when I put my arm down. So now I try to make like a barrier with my sleeve.
Get you some of that Tempur-Pedic cotton.
Might just need another titty.
Third titty, man. Call up Arnold Schwarzenegger. Get total recall.
Get a bag of pork grinds, just put it right there.
That works with some,
Pork.
Total recall.
No, he needs some milk.
Work and get some milk.
There we go.
Let's definitely works.
I'll give you that. That was in context.
Third titty. No. He needs some milk.
You're on fire right now.
All right, and
He must have sex with Ella this weekend, folks. He's killing it. He's killing it.
and my name is
Jella.
Jella, aka DJ Art. DJ Art with 2 T's for a double dose of that tink, but the D is silent, so it's just Jart. Oh. Come on, give it to me.
We must use these tools that the great God has given us to fight niggas. A whip, a noose, a knife, stick, a branding iron. These things strike fear into a nigga's heart. A job application.
Thank you for listening to our show thus far. We hope that you are enjoying the talk and the banter. We are full power now. We have all 4 members of the holy quadrility. I don't know what you would call it. It's not the holy trinity, but the fearsome foursome is back.
The 4 horsemen.
The 4 horsemen of the podcastopolis.
The foursome fisheries.
Podcast apocalypse. Podcast.
That should have been your warm up, and then you'd be saying it right now.
It's like I'm trying to call him Rick.
You should warm up on the intro.
Rick Ross Rodriguez.
Not to let anything you say penetrate me for all of the podcast.
Why would you say
He
that?
gonna change what's inside of him.
Man, he sounded like Urban Meyer trying to explain why he kept Zach Smith on staff.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
Should we get some sport topics? Because we ain't been.
Let's start with that.
All right. Hey, so, Brendan, set us off.
We can go deep.
Give us a little backstory on what's going on.
First of all, I would like to note that Urban Meyer has not been fired.
No, he's on a
No. Yeah, he's on a leave.
The longer that goes, the less likely he's gonna get fired.
They said they were gonna finish
They said today they were gonna finish the report.
Sunday. Just to let y'all know, we record this podcast on Sundays.
He should be fired.
Urban Meyer's not gonna get fired. He's gonna get suspended.
Shout out to Ohio State sponsorship.
That's hilarious. I'm trying to find this text. I gotta go through all these texts from all 2 motherfuckers yesterday.
Oh, you want to talk about the text from yesterday a little bit?
Are you reading the Adarius text? Let me go into Urban Meyer. Zach Smith took a picture of his dick at the White House.
Apparently,
next to the White House. He had a White House fucking seal on the fucking towel.
Yeah, they said he had over $2,000 or $2,500 worth of sex toys and
delivered to
adult items.
Did you hear what he's trying to say right now?
What?
Oh man, his lawyer came out and said those were gifts, gag gifts.
Yeah, okay.
No one ordered $2,000 worth of sex toys and gag gifts.
Right. Yeah. No assistant coach.
Yeah.
Or Margaret might afford that shit. Yeah. But he can't afford that shit at all.
He ain't using that shit.
You get a fleshlight. Everybody gets
And he also had videos of him having sex with a staffer in the office.
Yeah.
A trainer or some shit.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how old was the trainer.
He works the Peyton Manning.
The trainer was in college age.
Probably. It sounds like that motherfucker was definitely unstable and like running wild. It sounds like an Urban Meyer program where people are running wild.
Sounds like Rob Gronkowski on a Wednesday, man.
But Rob Gronkowski never really got in trouble in college.
It sound like your boy Aaron Hernandez on a Wednesday.
It sound like some University of Florida type shit because all there
a lot of these players get down like this though, blood. We're just not really around.
We're not privy to it.
Yeah, we're not privy to it.
Well, the thing is,
I've been privy to it in the past.
The thing is like for me with football players especially, like you have dudes, and like this is the respect I have for football players, is that you have dudes who are playing a sport that is the most violent and physically and probably mentally taxing sport there is, right? And they're playing it at full speed. They're always basically, if they're not going 100%, they're going to get hurt or they're going to get cut. So you have these guys who are playing a sport where their job is to be at maximum physical peak ability and just committing to it at all times. When they get outside of the field and they're like in their own time, it's almost like being an adrenaline junkie, you know, like you have this adrenaline rush that peak at, and you've done this thing and then you do it to an extent where it becomes almost addicting. It's like I'm not surprised when football players do some wild shit outside of the sport. It's like, because these motherfuckers, their profession is to do some crazy, or if they're college players even, but the profession is to be like at that level where it's like, man, this is almost like
the profession is to begin a fucking college diploma. That's the real profession.
Well, no, that's college players, but even college players,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
but it's almost like a job. It is pretty much a job.
I'm not trying to argue for
high level collegiate
for anti-debauchery. I don't want to be that guy, but I do want to say, like, what you're saying is, you're saying because of your athletic prowess that it's okay to be a little confused. That's what you're saying, basically.
No, I'm saying
it's okay because they're young and their job is to have athletic power. So being confused is subsequently a byproduct.
That ties in a little bit. No, but my thing is, like, if you're somebody who is like your sport is towing the line of physical and mental like attrition. That is your thing. That is your sport. That is your job. You are towing the line of physical ability and mental like wherewithal. So when you are in a normal situation, that's why niggas is driving 130 miles an hour on the freeway. That's why niggas is
driving 200.
Yeah, like niggas doing crazy shit because what they're doing on what a normal work day is for them is something that like when a motherfucker like runs, doesn't even tackle anybody, but trips and falls on their face in football and they get back up like it's nothing. I've already said this on the podcast. Like for me, I might be like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it to work tomorrow. I might be struggling through work for the next week because I fell face planted. Even though I'm wearing pads and whatnot, my body's not used to that shock and that concussion and that impact.
So I'm gonna go wild out.
Not that no. There's obviously niggas who take it too far. They wild out.
It's more CT.
But what I'm saying is like,
I just don't know how you can't compare the rigor of sports and the rigor of mental and physical exhaustion to someone like a fucking lawyer or a fucking doctor. Doctors are actually up 24 hours sometimes. They fucking hallucinate. They fucking are having physical and mental things that they're having to deal with.
Yeah, but they're not getting tackled and blindsided.
I mean, tackled is one thing. You're built to get tackled. Your niggas in football aren't really just like string beans who are getting their heads blown off every fucking play. Like motherfuckers have been learning how to do this.
All right, go through it.
I'm just saying, Jared. Like
yeah.
The pass that you're saying, actually, you're just giving it to them as a byproduct. Because if you're saying like, oh, yo, motherfuckers, like if you spend a lot of time being physical, if you spend a lot of time being mental and practicing your craft, then you should be able to wild out a little bit.
No, I'm not saying they should be able to wild out. I say I understand.
A lot.
I understand. What their starting point of what wilding out is way higher than what an average person who's like working a 9 to 5 in an office.
Well, my mom worked hella jobs.
I said like my mom. What about my wild out point?
Well,
what about Aaron's wild out point? He's working
Aaron's wild out. Well, Aaron,
I start wild out.
You gotta walk his fucking dog all the time. You don't see him out here pulling out his dick at the White House.
No, but what I'm saying.
Never put on my dick in the White House.
He don't even see him pull out his dick and stay gold.
He's a fucking football coach. He probably played football. He's in a sport where like that shit, like the starting point of what is crazy to them is already past what the starting point of crazy is for other people. Yeah. Like that's my whole point. So when they do something that they're like, man, this ain't that crazy. I'm pushing the line a little bit. Like, nah, motherfucker, you passed that line. For like 95% of the population, or 98% of the population. But because you play football, because shit is like you see motherfuckers go through crazy shit, or you gone through crazy shit yourself. You've been hit in the head, so like maybe you have shit going on cognitively that is different. Like your starting point is different from a regular person. When you get to the point where you're playing high level college football to pros, like. You obviously have to be of a different grain of person. Like, you are a different build of person. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of guys who play college but are still, like, very regular people. And, you know, some of them might make it to the NFL, but most of them probably don't. The ones that really make it and the ones that play at high-level college, you know what I'm saying, a D1, like, big programs or, like, you know, are the man on their team, those dudes usually, I think, are built a little bit differently. They're made a little differently, and so their starting point for what is pushing the line is usually past the line for other people. Typically, I'm not trying to do a brushstroke over all football players or high-level football players, but for me, it makes sense. Like, that motherfucker's crazy.
Man, you read those reports about the people at Uber like a couple years ago, man. None of them get hit in the head. None of them have like this crazy life.
Oh, well, here's my thing, man.
They all go to San Francisco. They all get these prostitutes. They all wild out when they get drunk.
Brandon, I'm gonna tell you this. You talking about the Uber executives or you talking about the Uber drivers?
No, you talking about
Uber executives.
Oh no, you go to any executive. You go to any major corporations executives, and you gonna see some wild motherfuckers.
But Jared, not even just.
They're all like Tiger Woods.
But
bro.
not even just executive.
They're all Tiger Woods.
Let's just talk about the fact that physical and mental exhaustion or exertion is what leads you to these things. This has nothing to do with your status as an athlete. True.
It does, because if you're an athlete, you're
all
placed.
Right. So that takes you right back to Brandon's argument. You got motherfucking Uber executives wilding out.
Yeah, but if you go to any executives, dude, Aaron, you had your boy who worked in finance and working with executives. Motherfuckers go crazy because they can. Wolf of Wall Street, motherfuckers go because they can. But also they like Tiger Woods.
Get crazy.
Yeah, but
they get drunk.
They don't get as crazy.
They get crazy, but they just can't afford to do the shit.
They don't. Yeah, they don't get as crazy. No,
but these executives are making as much as some of these pro athletes.
Do y'all remember high school niggas? Like, there was a time where we probably all did some crazy shit because we were exhausted. We're going through something mentally, probably physically.
But football does that to you basically for 8 months out of the year.
Football doesn't do that to you.
It doesn't? I would beg to differ with some of these athletes.
It's not about football. I think it more is teetering on the lines of privilege, exhaustion, and mental health.
Privilege plays into it. I'll give you that for sure.
Mental health plays into it.
But mental health, like you're playing a sport where you're running into somebody and you're concussing yourself in minor to major ways every day.
So we got to figure out which football team this dude that shot somebody at a barbershop went to.